Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Keto Trust Podcast. I'm Keto Keith, your resident health nerd and low carb lifestyle guide. Today, we're diving into something that goes beyond weight loss. We're talking about living younger and longer by unlocking a powerful process inside your cells called autophagy. This episode will show you how fasting and keto can work together to help your body renew itself from the inside out, so you can feel amazing at any age. But first, we need to tell you a story about why this topic matters so much. This is the story of a dad who just turned 65 and seemed to be slowing down. He was complaining about brain fog, chronic joint pain, and fatigue. He had been a carpenter his entire life, always on his feet, but the last few years were catching up with him. He was pre-diabetic, on blood pressure medication, and starting to show signs of cognitive decline. He had always teased his kids about their weird eating habits and intermittent fasting schedule, but deep down, he was curious. When the holidays came around, he stayed with his adult children for a month, and they gently introduced him to a different way of eating. Instead of his usual bagel and cream cheese breakfast, he began the day with black coffee and a hearty lunch loaded with salmon, olive oil, and roasted vegetables. They turned dinner into a light affair of salads, avocados, and a handful of nuts. In other words, they simply encouraged a 16-hour fasting window and a low-carb, high-fat menu. At first he grumbled, but after just a week he noticed something. The afternoon fog was gone. He had more energy. His mood improved. He found himself doing odd jobs around the house and chasing the grandkids around the backyard without losing his breath. They started reading more about what was happening inside his body. They learned about autophagy, this cellular recycling program that kicks in during fasting and ketogenic states. His eyes lit up when he learned that his own cells could literally clean house, removing old, damaged components and making way for fresh, youthful energy. He liked the idea that he wasn't starving himself. He was training his metabolism to be flexible. They reassured him that intermittent fasting isn't about deprivation. It's about timing and quality, and he loved the freedom of not having to worry about snacking all day. They monitored his blood sugar and ketone levels and gradually extended his fasting window to 18 hours a couple of times a week. They also encouraged gentle walks, stretching, and a consistent sleep schedule. By the end of the month, he had dropped 9 pounds, his blood pressure improved, and his doctor cut his medication dosage in half. More importantly, he said, "I feel like myself again." He was sleeping better, laughing more, and even asked his kids to teach him how to use a wearable tracker to monitor his nightly sleep and morning ketones. Watching this dad rediscover his vitality is a powerful reminder of the body's capacity to heal when given the right tools. It's a story that reminds us of why keto and fasting matter. So what exactly is autophagy? It's literally self-eating, a natural recycling program inside your cells. When you go through periods of nutrient scarcity, your body activates sensors like AMPK and suppresses mTOR. This switch tells your cells to break down old or damaged components and reuse the parts. Intermittent fasting, like a 16-8 routine, has been shown to stimulate autophagy, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammation in both animals and humans. The ketogenic diet mimics many of these effects by shifting your metabolism to burn fat and produce beta-hydroxybutyrate. It naturally raises ketone levels that also regulate autophagy. Together, fasting and keto are like a 1-2 punch for cellular renewal. Exercise adds another layer to the equation. Both resistance training and endurance exercise encourage mitochondrial renewal and autophagy. Gentle walks, strength training sessions, and even mobility drills can help your body clear out damaged proteins and improve metabolic flexibility. Stress management and sleep are also important. Chronic stress disrupts autophagy, while adequate rest synchronizes your circadian rhythm with this recycling process. In other words, your self-care routine matters as much as your diet. Now let's break down some fasting protocols. Time-restricted feeding, like 16-8 or 18-6, means you consume all your meals within a 6 or 8 hour window each day. This is often the most sustainable way to start because you still eat every day. Alternate day fasting involves longer fasts of 24 hours every other day, while periodic extended fasts go beyond 36 hours and trigger deeper autophagy. Start slowly. Listen to your body and consult a healthcare professional before attempting multi-day fasts. Fasting is not appropriate for pregnant or nursing women, children, or those with a history of disordered eating, and you should always discuss changes with a physician. When combining fasting with a ketogenic diet, the goal is metabolic flexibility. During your eating window, choose nutrient-dense, low-carb foods like salmon, sardines, avocados, leafy greens, and nuts. Avoid processed foods and added sugars. Hydration is essential. Drink plenty of water and consider adding electrolytes, sodium, potassium, and magnesium to prevent headaches and cramping. To break a fast, opt for easily digestible fats and proteins like bone broth or eggs before moving on to larger meals. Before we dive deeper, let's take a quick break to talk about something I'm incredibly excited about: the Keto Trust Magnificent 7 Weight Loss and Lifestyle Modification Plan. If you've been enjoying these episodes and you're ready to level up, this course is your roadmap. Over 90 days in our self-paced online course, we cover everything from healthy fats and oils and safe low-carb sweeteners to stress management, sleep optimization, and mindful movement. You'll learn how to activate autophagy, support longevity, and build metabolic resilience. It's not just about weight loss. It's about building a sustainable lifestyle that helps you thrive. As a course member, you'll also get access to our supportive community and exclusive recipe guides. Head over to ketotrust.com to join the free community and find out how you can enroll in the Magnificent 7 plan today. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Back to fasting and longevity. You might be wondering, isn't going without food stressful? Brief metabolic stress like fasting is actually hormetic, which means that it makes your cells stronger. When autophagy is activated, your body clears out junk and builds a stronger, more efficient infrastructure. Studies suggest that intermittent fasting may improve cognitive function, support cardiovascular health, and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Animal studies show that caloric restriction and intermittent fasting can extend lifespan by triggering autophagy and decreasing inflammation. While long-term human data is still emerging, early trials show improvements in insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, and inflammatory markers. However, it's important to balance fasting with proper refeeding. Research from MIT found that intestinal stem cell regeneration surges during the refeeding phase, which is great for healing, but could theoretically increase the risk of cancer if there are existing mutations. This doesn't mean fasting is dangerous. It means that context matters. Embrace fasting as part of a holistic lifestyle that includes nutrient-dense meals, regular checkups, and listening to your body. More isn't always better. The sweet spot is moderate fasting with plenty of micronutrients during your eating window. Let's talk about longevity habits beyond fasting. Stress management is crucial. High cortisol can inhibit autophagy, so integrate daily practices like meditation, breath work, and gentle movement. Make sleep a non-negotiable. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. Sleep helps synchronize your circadian rhythm and supports cellular recycling. Move your body regularly. Not just high-intensity workouts, but also low-intensity steady-state activities like walking, cycling, and yoga. Physical activity stimulates mitochondrial renewal and has been shown to modulate autophagy. Another way to enhance longevity is to focus on micronutrients and phytochemicals. Colorful vegetables, herbs, and spices provide antioxidants that support cellular health. Consider implementing cyclical carb refeeds once or twice per week if you're active. These can replenish glycogen and support hormonal balance while still promoting autophagy during fasting days. The key is personalization. Track how you feel, measure your ketone and glucose levels, and adjust accordingly. In summary, autophagy is your body's built-in cleanup crew. Fasting and ketogenic nutrition are two of the most powerful ways to turn this process on, helping you reduce inflammation, improve metabolic health, and potentially extend your lifespan. Exercise, stress management, and sleep complete the picture. Start with simple steps like extending your overnight fast, choosing whole foods, and going for daily walks. Over time, these habits compound into a lifestyle that supports longevity and vitality. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Keto Trust podcast. If you found value in today's discussion, be sure to share it with a friend and leave us a review. And don't forget to check out the Keto Trust Magnificent 7 plan at ketotrust.com. I'll see you next time, where we'll explore another exciting topic in low-carb living. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep trusting your journey.
Ready to turbocharge your low-carb lifestyle and earn extra income? Join our free community at ketotrust.com and discover our magnificent 7 weight loss and lifestyle modification plan. Become a member today and get access to our transformational course, Your Journey Starts Now.